Step inside an Amish greenhouse on a frigid winter morning, and you'll feel something extraordinary, a wave of warmth that seems almost magical. Outside, the wind howls across snowy fields, but inside, tender seedlings and leafy greens thrive in a cozy environment without a single gas heater or electric fan running. This is the brilliance of the Amish, a mastery of natural off-grid heating methods that combine old-world ingenuity with deep respect for the land. The secret begins long before the first seed is planted. Amish farmers design their greenhouses with passive solar principles in mind. Every structure is carefully positioned to capture the maximum winter sunlight, often facing south with a slight tilt to invite the low-angled rays of the cold season. Clear or lightly frosted panels allow light to flood in, warming the soil and interior air. Even without active heat, this setup alone can raise temperatures 15 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit, warmer than the outside air. But sunlight alone isn't enough to keep crops alive in the dead of winter. That's where thermal mass comes in, a core Amish strategy for heat retention. Along the north walls or under planting tables, you'll often find barrels filled with water, stones, or even earthen beds that absorb heat during the day and release it slowly at night, acting as nature's own radiator system. This simple approach can mean the difference between frozen plants and thriving produce. The construction of the greenhouse itself is also part of the secret. Tight ceiling and insulation are crucial. Amish builders line the lower walls with thick wood or straw bales to prevent drafts and trap warmth near the soil. In some cases, double-layered greenhouse panels or removable thermal blankets are used at night to reduce heat loss. Every detail is intentional because in an off-grid life, every degree of heat matters. Harnessing fire and earth for off-grid heat. While passive solar warmth and thermal mass give Amish greenhouses a strong start, surviving the deepest winter nights requires a more active approach. With no gas furnaces or electric heaters to rely on, the Amish turn to age-old methods that use fire and the earth itself to create steady, off-grid heat that keeps delicate crops alive. One of the most common methods is the wood-fired barrel stove system. Inside, or just adjacent to the greenhouse, a small wood stove is carefully installed, often connected to long metal pipes or buried ducts that run under planting beds. As the stove burns through the night, the warm air or smoke travels through these pipes, radiating gentle heat to the soil. By morning, the greenhouse is still warm, and the soil retains heat long enough to protect plants from frost damage. This method is simple, reliable, and fully off-grid, using nothing more than the same firewood that heats Amish homes. Another traditional technique involves manure-heated hotbeds. This method, used for centuries before modern greenhouses, takes advantage of the natural heat of decomposition. Fresh horse manure mixed with straw is layered beneath or around planting beds in insulated trenches. As the organic material breaks down, it produces a slow, steady warmth that can raise soil temperatures significantly. Amish farmers carefully manage this process, refreshing the layers throughout winter to maintain consistent heat without flames or electricity. Some greenhouses even utilize buried compost pits as thermal engines. Large piles of decomposing organic matter, such as corn stalks, leaves, and barn waste, are placed against the exterior greenhouse walls or in adjacent pits. Vents, or small gaps, allow the heat from decomposition to seep naturally into the greenhouse, creating a kind of biological heating system that costs nothing but labor. Finally, many Amish families integrate their greenhouses with the warmth of the earth itself through semi-dug or partially sunken designs. By building the greenhouse walls below ground level, they take advantage of the Earth's stable underground temperature, which hovers around 50 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit in many regions. This earth sheltering drastically reduces heat loss and helps even minimal heat sources go much further, balancing heat, airflow, and frost protection. Keeping a greenhouse warm without gas or electricity is only part of the Amish secret. Heat alone isn't enough. Airflow, humidity, and frost management are just as critical for plant survival. Too much trapped heat can kill delicate seedlings, and poor airflow can lead to mold, rot, or sudden frost damage. The Amish have mastered the art of maintaining the perfect growing environment without a single fan or electric device. One key strategy is passive ventilation using clever design. Instead of electric fans, Amish greenhouses rely on manual vents, sliding panels, and roof windows that can be opened or closed based on the weather. During sunny winter days, heat can build up rapidly, sometimes climbing above 90 degrees Fahrenheit inside. By venting the warm air manually in the middle of the day, farmers prevent plants from wilting or cooking in their own greenhouse. In the evening, vents are sealed tightly to trap the residual heat for the night. Humidity management is another silent art. Amish growers avoid misting systems or electric humidifiers, instead using open water troughs, barrels, or shallow pans to naturally increase moisture in the air. As the water evaporates in the sun-warmed space, it creates the perfect humidity level for seedlings and greens to thrive. This moisture also provides a layer of frost protection because humid air holds warmth longer than dry air. Frost protection is where the Amish truly shine in innovation. Beyond water barrels and manure-heated beds, they often use thermal blankets or row covers directly over the plants inside the greenhouse at night. These lightweight covers trap the soil's warmth near the crops, creating a double layer of insulation against bitter cold. By morning, when the sun rises and the greenhouse warms naturally, the covers are removed to prevent overheating. Another method involves strategic plant placement. Heat-loving crops are kept closer to heat sources like wood stoves or composting beds, while hardier greens are placed along the edges where temperatures fluctuate more. This simple arrangement allows the entire greenhouse to stay productive without wasting energy on overheating the whole space. In this way, Amish farmers maintain a stable, frost-free microclimate inside their greenhouses entirely without gas burners or electric blowers. In the next part, we'll explore how Amish farmers extend the growing season and even grow crops year-round, using techniques that make them almost entirely independent of modern grocery stores. Extending the growing season and achieving year-round harvests. While most people assume gardening stops when frost arrives, Amish farmers quietly defy the seasons. Their off-grid greenhouse methods not only protect crops from freezing, but also stretch the growing season far beyond what seems possible, in many cases allowing them to harvest fresh vegetables all winter long without gas or electricity. Amish farmers choose varieties that naturally tolerate cooler conditions, such as kale, winter spinach, carrots, beets, and hardy lettuces. By staggering their plantings every couple of weeks, they ensure that as one crop finishes, another is already thriving, creating a continuous cycle of production. Even in the depth of winter, these greenhouses often hold vibrant greens ready for harvest when the outside world is buried in snow. Additionally, manual care and vigilance play a huge role in success. Every morning and evening, Amish farmers inspect the greenhouse, adjusting vents, adding water for humidity, and covering or uncovering plants as needed. There are no automatic timers, no sensors, no alarms, just generations of observation and intuition passed from parent to child. This hands-on attention is why their greenhouses are so reliable despite having zero connection to modern utilities. By mastering these techniques, Amish farmers enjoy fresh produce in seasons where others depend entirely on grocery stores. Carrots pulled from warm greenhouse beds in January, spinach harvested under a blanket of snow, or crisp lettuce served in the heart of winter are all fruits of this quiet ingenuity. Sustainability and cost-effective ingenuity. One of the most cost-effective strategies is building with local, natural, and repurposed materials. Instead of buying commercial heating systems or high-tech insulation, Amish greenhouses are often made from locally cut wood, recycled windows, polycarbonate panels, and even repurposed storm doors. This low-cost approach not only saves money, but also aligns with the Amish commitment to resourcefulness and minimal waste. Another hallmark of sustainability is fuel independence. While modern growers spend heavily on propane or electric heating, Amish farmers rely on free or nearly free sources of energy. Firewood from their own land, heat generated by composting manure and organic waste, and the steady warmth of the sun and earth. This means their operating costs remain extremely low, and they are shielded from fuel shortages or rising energy prices. Even maintenance is designed with the future in mind. There are no electronic parts to break, no motors to fail, and no monthly utility bills. A family can operate a greenhouse for generations with nothing more than seasonal upkeep, wood for heat, and the willingness to follow a daily routine of venting, covering, and checking soil temperatures. The efficiency of these systems also contributes to environmental sustainability. Amish greenhouses produce little to no emissions, avoid chemical-laden fertilizers or pesticides whenever possible, and make full use of organic cycles, turning animal waste into heat, water into thermal storage, and compost into fertile soil. This closed-loop system ensures that every resource serves multiple purposes, from feeding the plants to keeping the greenhouse warm. Perhaps the most impressive aspect is how scalable and adaptable these methods are. A small family can use the same principles on a tiny 10 by 20 greenhouse to feed themselves, while a larger farm can operate multiple structures for community or market sales. The key is knowledge, not technology. Understanding how to harness the forces of sun, soil, and biology to maintain warmth in the harshest weather. Freedom, abundance, and lessons from Amish ingenuity. When you step into a warm Amish greenhouse in the heart of winter, you're not just witnessing clever off-grid engineering, you're seeing a philosophy of self-reliance in action. Every beam of sunlight captured, every barrel of water heated, and every compost pile generating warmth represents freedom from dependency on modern systems. By heating their greenhouses without gas or electricity, the Amish have built a lifestyle that is not only sustainable but also resilient against the challenges of modern life. The biggest reward of this system is year-round food security. While most families rely on grocery stores for winter produce, Amish households enjoy fresh greens, root vegetables, and herbs straight from their own land, even in the coldest months. This self-sufficiency drastically reduces their need to buy perishable goods and shields them from price spikes, shortages, or supply chain issues. For a family living without modern utilities, this independence is not just practical, it's survival.